If rugby is in your veins, this is where you need to be.
We don't just talk rugby, we live it, break it down, and we celebrate it.
And we bring you right onto the field.
Join us, click and subscribe.
You don't want to miss a second of this. Blindside, where future stars are born.
Thijs, Johnny, ongetwyfeld die beste span gewen vandag en ek dink dit is lekker vir Affies om so te verloor op die boereplaas nie. Wat dink julle?
Ja, Antoinette is heeltemal reg. Die beste span het gewen. Ek dink Affies het serious huiswerk om te gaan doen. Hulle is doeteenvoudig te predictable. Daar's opsies wat uitgeoefen word wat doeteenvoudig net te stereotyp is. Daar is geen gevaar vir enige verdediging by die stadium hoe hulle rugby speel. Hulle speel om by die vleuels uit te kom van eerste fase, tweede fase, derde. Dit is te eenvoudig om teen hulle te verdedig. So ek dink daar is definitief huiswerk aan hulle kant, maar dit vat niks weg van die ongelooflike vertoning van Gim op Boereplaas vandag. Ja. Hierdie ouetjies hulle het hulle huiswerk gedoen. Hulle verdediging was 100% beplan vir Affies, want hulle het geweet wat kom. En hats off vir Pieter en sy span, dis bitter goed afgerigte seuns hierdie. En ja, Johnny, ek dink jy het dit gesê vroeër in die week. Gim het 'n kans om 1 te eindig in die land 4 jaar. Ek moet vir jou sê, na vandag kan ek nie sien, wel, to be frank, ek sien nie wie klop hulle nog hierdie jaar.
Ja, kom ek gee my beskeie opinie. Jy weet wat, dis maar wat ek gesien het en daarmee kritiseer ek nie. Ons skuif vir 60 minute in die wedstryd. Dan skuif ons die bal links, dan skuif ons die bal regs, dan skuif ons oor die breedte van die veld, skuif ons die bal 60 minute sonder dat enigiemand eens reguit maak. Die laaste 10 minute gaan ons slot, maak die lyn reguit, regdeur. Ja. Estiaan Marks 2 keer regdeur. Dis basiese goed. Ja. Verstaan jy, is basiese goed wat ek dink Affies verkeerd doen. Parelgem is 'n ongelooflike goeie rugbyspan. Ons kan dit nie van hulle wegvat nie. Kom ons wees maar eerlik, daai manne gaan nog baie goed doen hierdie jaar. Affies moet terug drawing board toe. En kyk, ons kan nie eers sê dis die hitte of dis die lugdruk of ons is Affies is geklop op die dag deur 'n baie goeie span.
Ons net maar dit bly 'n wonderlike okasie. Manne het bitter ver getravel om hier te kom doen wat hulle wou doen.
Die paviljoen van Gim was vol, so hulle het dit gehoor sing, hulle het absolute gees, dit was wonderlik.
Ja, en ek dink, kom ons wees eerlik, jy weet, ek dink dis deel van ons DNA is dat jy altyd wil wen. Skole, sport gaan nie altyd net oor wen nie. Verlede jaar was dit draw in die Parel, hierdie jaar het hulle vir ons 'n losing, vir Affies 'n losing kom gee, maar kom ek wees met jou eerlik, dis sport, Thijs, Antoinette, 1 jaar gaan jy wen, 1 jaar, dis hoekom dit gesond is, verstaan jy, so Affies gaan hierdie een op die ken vat, hulle gaan drawing board toe, hulle sal terug wees, ek meen, Garsfontein gaan nie maklik wees volgende naweek nie, Wille Klawer gaan nog moeiliker wees, so hierdie ouens het harde werk, maar ja, sometimes, ek sê dit altyd, sometimes we win and sometimes we learn.
Ja, Johnny, ek dink daar word op hierdie stadium heeltemal te veel lesse geleer, met alle respek. Dis die 3de les. So ek dink op 'n stadium moet die lesse gekorrigeer word. Die teiken op hulle rug raak al hoe groter en elke span in hierdie land dink op hierdie stadium hulle gaan vir Affies kan klop.
Ons moet leer as Suid-Afrikaners om verlore ook te vat.
Ja, en ek dink dis belangrik hierdie les. Dis belangrik hierdie les om te vat en uit die aard van die saak staan dan op. Dit sluit almal in. Dit sluit die afrigtingspan in, dit sluit die reserves in, dit sluit ouers in, dit sluit almal in. Kom ons kry ons voet op die grond, werk almal in dieselfde rigting.
En as Affies dit reg kry, gaan 'n ander span ook sukkel om hulle te klop.
Baie min spanne in Suid-Afrika sou vandag vir Parelgem gewen het.
En dit is wonderlik om te sien hoe hierdie twee Afrikaanse skole mekaar so wonderlik ondersteun.
Ja, ek sluit graag af. Vriendskappe word gemaak, kinders slaap hulle op nuwe maatjies. So volgende jaar, ons kyk wat gebeur.
Goeiemiddag Johnny en vir al ons kykers, welkom by Blindside. Hierdie is 'n bietjie van 'n spesiale episode. Johnny, ons het besluit om 'n paar goedjies vas te vat en saam te vat. Voor ons daar kom, ek het gesien jy het 'n baie interessante post gehad op jou persoonlike Facebook blad die afgelope naweek. Vertel ons 'n bietjie daarvan.
Yes, thank you, Thijs. I often regard myself as a deep thinker, and I look at situations and then I really think about it. And what I'm always trying to do is to take the beam out of my own eye. So I'm never here to criticize. So can I read you the post?
Please go ahead.
So I said 2 days ago on Facebook, I said I would like to talk about schools rugby. This has simply become a monster in South Africa because it's part of our DNA. Social media and WhatsApp groups have become a huge platform for everyone to express opinions. I assume it is everyone's right. The question is, what does your opinion look like? Because currently it causes more division and disagreement than ever before, because everyone sees things differently, and the platform is very dangerous for heated arguments. Paper speaks to paper and people to people. My question is whether we have lost the ability to communicate without judging. I may say what I see without necessarily criticizing. It is my opinion, right or wrong. But if I get personal about positions and coaches, it becomes judgmental and destructive. We are all passionate parents, alumni and supporters, and we are certainly entitled to have an opinion. And may we remain passionate. We just have to be very careful not to get personal and to judge. So I feel it is necessary to always ask yourself the question, are you building or breaking in your process? For a start, I need to start asking myself the question and taking the beam out of my own eye. Because if someone sees me doing it right, it may inspire someone else to do the same. And hopefully it helps to change the narrative, because I still believe we all stand together in the precious name of children. Let's differ in opinions without being contrary. Hopefully this is something we will at least try. Let's maintain healthy boundaries in everything we say. Easier said than done, but I raise my hand. I will try. So let me give you the essence, Thijs. It's a sad affair. You know, when I look at social media posts from any school after game matches, is how derogative and negative and full of criticism people get. They get personal, they attack players personally, they attack coaches personally. May we always have opinions, but does that make it right? You know, it's so easy, and I call them keyboard warriors. It's so easy to stand behind your laptop, behind your phone, and say just what you want to say. Maybe it's time for us as supporters to take that step back and to say, I'm allowed to have an opinion, surely. And I can talk about what I see on the day. But let's not be judgmental. Above all, let's not become personal, because it lends itself to a negative society. And I think in Blindside, look, you'll always get the naysayers. We will have 2 million people liking us, and then you'll have the 1 or 2 also criticizing about a lot of factors. The fact remains, Thijs, our ethos and core ideology is to keep it clean, to do it with credibility and integrity. Yes, we will sometimes say what we see and what we've seen when the end whistle blows, but we'll never get personal. And we want to invite the listener and all the supporters, parents, alumni, to become part of that DNA, to say, yes, we can say what we see, but let's not get personal.
I can't agree more, Johnny. And you started that whole post by saying schoolboy rugby has become the monster. To be honest, I think that might be wrong. Schoolboy rugby has become beautiful. I think the people on keyboards are making it a monster, and that's the important thing to understand. I think there's so many positive people out there. I've looked at the opposite side of it as well. I tend to try and ignore those ones, even though it gets under your skin sometimes. But I think it's important that we look at the good in it as well. There's so many people that are really responding well, trying to support coaches and schools and players. And you're right, Johnny, everybody's entitled to an opinion. Just make sure that entitlement doesn't become personal.
I think what I've alluded to when I spoke about South African schoolboy rugby as a monster, it's become so big. It's become such a huge part of our society and such a big part of our DNA. And I think what we essentially trying to strive for is that spirit of excellence. That's our ethos in Blindsight. And yes, 90% or 80% of people out there are doing it right. But that doesn't mean for a moment we cannot focus on the 10 or 20% who's really getting it wrong. And maybe, let me lead by example, because I have an opinion and sometimes I slip as well. So it should start with me and it should start with you. So because there's a saying that, if you allow God's light to shine through you, you unconsciously give those around you the permission to do the same.
Correct.
And I think that's where we want to get to with this. So let's do it right.
So, we're going to go through quite a couple of segments, Johnny. Ek dink is belangrik dat ons 'n klomp goed aanraak. En ons gaan baie rugby praat, en ons gaan oor baie opinies praat oor rugby. En ek dink dit was 'n perfekte manier om die program te begin. Ek dink jy's heeltemal reg. Kom ons almal trek in dieselfde rigting. Ek het ons dit Saterdag na die Parelgym en Affies game ook gesê, as almal in dieselfde rigting trek, is dit bitter moeilik vir iemand of daai ouetjie wat dan nog in 'n ander rigting probeer trek, word outomaties saamgesleep. En dit word 'n mooi ding. So, kom ons gaan praat gou vinnig oor die naweek se artikel en rapport. En weet ek is 'n ou wat nie noodwendig die pers dophou nie, want die pers kan nie altyd ek dink nie hulle beweeg noodwendig so konstant naby aan skole rugby soos wat ons miskien doen in die voorigheid om te doen nie. En dan daar's baie stellings gemaak. Hoe akkuraat die stellings is of nie is nie, ons sal nie weet nie, want geen skool gaan vir jou sê ons spandeer 6 tot 10 miljoen rand aan ons begroting aan rugby nie. Ek dink daar's baie gevolgtrekkings gemaak in daai koerantberig, maar nietemin dit is gemaak en daar's baie goed gesê. So die eerste, wil ek amper sê, stelling wat gemaak is daar word tussen 6 en 10 miljoen 'n jaar spandeer rand aan hoërskole rugby in Suid-Afrika per skool. Dit sluit in afrigters, dit sluit in so wat hulle dit nou noem 'n vroeë werwingsproses wat jy al met onder 13s begin praat. Dit sluit toerusting in en 'n klomp fasette, toere ensovoort. So ek wil 'n bietjie stil staan met wat hulle waartoe die 10 miljoen gaan as daar dan 10 miljoen is. En jy weet hoe voordelig dit eintlik is vir meeste van hierdie skole. Inteendeel, ek wens almal kan 10 miljoen rand hê om dit te kan doen, want ek dink skole rugby is besig om een van die mooiste goed in ons land te word. En daar is, kom ons sê dit nou maar reg vir mekaar, geen ander land in die wêreld wat kan spog waarmee ons spog nie.
Thijs, I think we've got to see it for what it is. Right, so yes, there's always two sides of the coin. There's the good side and there's the negative side. So let's talk about the current financial situation in South Africa. We know there's a war between the countries north. I've actually read an article yesterday that they say, the diesel price now 25 rand a litre, it might go up to 40 rand a litre. So people are struggling. So let me take you back to a school system. You've got to understand, if you've had the privilege to sit on a governing body through your life, you'll understand that more and more parents are struggling. The divorce rate is becoming more because of financial difficulty. So more and more parents are asking, please just excuse us for paying school fees. So to run a system and to run a school of 1,200 kids is enormous. That is a huge budget. Rugby in South Africa is the DNA. Springbok rugby has created rugby to be where it is, and that's beautiful. So now, what do schools do? Whether you're an English school, whether you're an Afrikaans school, schools want to perform, because if their rugby is performing, they draw children to come and attend their school, and they draw children that with talent to come to their school, which assists with the budget of the school. So it's I don't have the figures, but a school's budget with 1,200 or 1,500 kids, I can promise you it's not 10 million rand.
it's maybe more than 150 million rand. And to get those numbers, you've got to do something from a marketing perspective to draw more and more, and let's allude to it. I mean, the top rugby school used to be Office for many years in Pretoria. Now you're sitting with the Waterkloof, you're sitting with the Menlo, you're sitting with the Garsfontein. More and more schools are performing in rugby. Let's take the Cape Town schools. We've seen Paul Jim, Paul Boyzai, we've seen Paul Roos. What's happening all of a sudden? You've got a Stellenberg coming through. So what's happening? Your northern suburbs are retaining the children in their system because Stellenberg's performing. So,
Wynberg, even Rondebosch en Saks en al die ouens, almal sê, ouens, ons sien wat die ouens daar, ons weet ons moet ons program opskerp, en hier is ons plan, hulle gaan gee dit vir die ouers. En as dit beteken, daar's 'n beter invloeks van finansiële vermoëns om spelers in die skool te hou, om beter toerusting, beter afrigting, beter te kry, fantasties. Dit vat ons land se rugby vorentoe. Dit vat elke skool in sy eie reg se rugby vorentoe. En ek sien nie noodwendig 'n negatiewe daarin nie. Waar ek wel negatief kan sien of waantoe hulle neig om te praat in die rapport, gaan oor wanneer leerders na graad 8 van skole verwissel, of een skool gaan koop by 'n ander skool, of gaan haal by 'n ander skool. Nou, ek het my eie beskeie opinie daaroor ook, want jy gaan nie noodwendig op onder 13 weet, watter ouetjie is nou noodwendig so goed dat hy op onder 18 nog steeds gaan aanhou ontwikkel nie. So daar is maar ruimte vir daai tipe van goed ook, en 'n seun wat dalk voel hy kry nie regte geleenthede by die skool waar hy is nie, want kom ons wees met mekaar eerlik, elke afrigter se opinie is subjektief, dis nie objektief nie. Elke afrigter daar buite kies 'n speler gebaseer op dit wat hy voel. So daar's nie keerpanele ensovoorts nie. Nee, dis hoofafrigter, hulpafrigter, en hulle kies die span. Of dit nou professionele ouens is, en of dit nou nog steeds soos wat by Elfies is, net onderwysers en ouens in die skool is wat afrig, dit bly 'n subjektiewe opinie. Dit is nie objektief nie. So wat dit gesê, as dit dan subjektief is, gaan dan 'n leerder tot op 'n sekere ouderdom, noem dit nou maar dit, kom ons sê graad 10, die geleentheid om te sien, weet jy wat, ek gaan nie tot my potensiaal kom hier nie, en ek sê nie almal kan of gaan nie, maar die subjektiewe opinie op hierdie oomblik is dat ek nie goed genoeg is in vergelyking met die ander maats. En as ek dan 'n geleentheid kry aan 'n ander skool, het sy dit finansiëel is of net 'n geleentheid is om myself te gaan toets dan teen die bestes as ek vir daai skool sou speel, ek sien nie noodwendig 'n probleem daarmee nie.
Yeah, let me give my honest perception. It's not going to change.
No.
In actual fact, I think it's just going to get
Way bigger.
more bigger and way bigger than it is. So, the money schools are spending on their sport will not change. Here's what we should do, as a South African schooling rugby system. I think, and I'm always alluding to it, that character will always supersede talent.
Absolutely.
Because talent only takes you that far, but character is the determining factor whether you're going to make it in life or not. And we see it in the senior sectors where players thought that talent alone will bring them the golden egg, but it's really the character. So if I'm a school, I think first and foremost, we should focus much more on the psychological fact of children, to get them ready to play in this environment. Let me tell you, when I played my first Currie Cup game in 1998, we played against the Lions at Ellis Park, and there was 20,000 people, and I almost passed out. You get those numbers at a school game.
Yeah.
So are the players ready? Are the schools focusing to get from a head state? Are the schools really focusing? And I believe they are. I'm just saying. Are they really focusing from a psychological side, first and foremost? And second, do we really focus on the character development of this kid? Or are we, in some instances, only interested in the talent of the kid? I believe the big schools are getting it right, make no mistake. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah. We've got to get these kids ready. So that they can understand that there's a life after sport, there's a life after rugby, and their character development and their academic results plays a crucial role.
Massive role. So, en ek wil daarmee saamstem, Johnny. Kyk, hulle praat ook in die rapport dat die negatiewe faktor daarin is dat jy van die skole gaan kry wat doodtevoorig nooit daai finansiële ondersteuning gaan kry of in daai nommers nie. Die realiteit is, dit gaan so wees. Jy gaan skole kry wat in areas is of wat noem dit nou maar 'n ouer korps het wat daai tipe finansiële bydrae kan lewer of jy weet oud alumni wat besighede het wat kan bydraes lewer tot hierdie tipe van programme. En jy gaan kry wat dit nie het nie. Dis hoekom ons rugby ook in divisies opgedeel is. Jy kry ouens wat in 'n superliga speel of jy weet jou tipiese derby georiënteerde wedstryde speel, jou top seunskole ensovoorts. En die kry ouens wat net so kompeterend in hulle eie divisie kan speel. So ek wil net nie hier geld, as daar dan nou een negatief is dat ding wat ek kan sê is, ek wil nie hier geld moet die oorsaak wees dat seuns op 'n rugby speel nie. Daar's genoeg lesse soos wat Verhoen nou die aand in ons onderhoud met hom gesê het, jy kan net soveel lewenslesse leer in 114 DE en F span as wat jy kan leer in 'n A span. En ek hou van daai stelling, maar dis waar. As die regte afrigters daar is, as daar mentors om daai seuns is, dan moet rugby sy doel dien in terme van die samelewingsopvoeding met die afrigters wat daar is. En as dit finansiëel beter gaan, fantasties, dan kry jy die ouens wat die rugby kan opvat na 'n verdere punt toe. Maar die DNA van ons van Suid-Afrikaanse rugby was nog altyd die respek, die kameraderie, die absolute dissipline en dit is nou maar net wie ons is as Suid-Afrikaners. En ek dink dit moet nie verlore raak.
Yeah, look, the financial side of things is not going to change. And I'm saying it again, it's going to get way bigger. So are we going to keep on focusing on excuses why we can't make it, or are we going to think out the box? I mean, with all due honesty, I mean, the South African Hall of Fame Trust, we're giving bursaries to talented children without resources. These kids have got barely anything. We're giving 128 bursaries to talented children to attend prestigious schools in South Africa. So whether it's Article 18A, whether it's your BE spend, whether it is part of a marketing and an awareness campaign, we should get more and more solutions driven rather than excuses driven. You know, because that again on social media, yeah, that's a rich school and we can't afford this, and think out the box. We've got to adapt. We've got to really go out and say, how can we in our communities help to get sport, not rugby per se, sport to the next level, because that's the determining factor of how many kids are going to go to your school. Whether we like it or not, whether it's right or wrong, that's a fact.
Die positiewe daarvan is, Johnny, kom ons praat vinnig oor die Hall of Fame en wat hulle doen. Dis 128 seuns wat nooit die voorreg sou gehad het of geleentheid sou gehad het om in 'n skool groot te word en te ontwikkel, holisties te ontwikkel, nie net in sy sport nie, en dan uit te stap in die samelewing en 'n verskil te kan maak in die land. En ek dink dis waarop ons moet sin speel. Geld moet eintlik 'n wonderlike, wil amper sê, instrument wees, wat almal gebruik om seuns geleenthede gee, dogters geleenthede te gee, om holisties te ontwikkel, sodat ons beter citizens al buite neersit in die land. Ek dink dis waarop ons moet fokus.
No, I think it's an attitude thing. You know, do we control our circumstances, or does our circumstances control us? You know, hundreds of thousands of kids are falling through, talented kids are falling through the cracks because they don't have the financial needs.
Correct.
So, yes, that's what we do. That's our core ideology. We're going to create opportunities for them. And maybe in communities, we must change the attitude to say, collectively, as alumni, as parents, and as school, what are we going to do better? And just come up with a plan to really keep the talent in our respective communities.
100%. So Johnny, hierdie segment was gebring deur Lakeside. Hierdie mense is net vir ons absoluut fantasties. Hulle is so goed vir ons en ons is regtig dankbaar vir hulle. Wanneer ons terugkom, gaan ons 'n bietjie gesels oor die naweek se wedstryd wat verby is. Ons gaan so 'n bietjie opvang met wat in hierdie eerste maand gebeur het en ons 'n paar wonderlike goed om vir die mense te vertel rondom Blindside ook. En maar hierdie segment was gebring deur Lakeside en ons is nou weer terug. Johnny, hierdie segment word ons gebring deur Nashua. Hulle is ons wonderlike tech sponsors. Sonder daai manne, ek en jou geheue is nog lekker vars, maar dis dan lekker om so nou dan af te kyk op 'n skerm. So ons wil vir Barry hulle en al die manne sê by Nashua, baie dankie vir julle ondersteuning. Julle was nog al die jare baie goed vir ons en ons is dankbaar vir 'n verhouding soos wat ons met julle het. So, Johnny, kom ons praat gewoon die naweekse wedstryde en ons gaan nou stil staan by, kom ons sê die afgelope maand van rugby. Dit voel of ons al amper deur 'n seisoen is en ons nou 33 dae van die seisoen verby. So, Stellenberg klop vir Paul Roos Gimnasium die naweek. Parel Boys High speel gelyk op teen Oakdale. Wynberg klop vir Rondebosch. Bietjie stil staan op Wynberg op 'n stadium. Jeppy klop vir Kes. Westville klop vir Northwood. Maritzburg klop vir Glenwood. Maritzburg is besig om 'n paar goed reg te doen, Henry en sy manne. So, en dan natuurlik die grootte, Affies kry 'n redelike rugby les met Parel Gim. So, kom ons staan net so bietjie stil by Stellenberg, na aanleiding vir wat ons nou gelees het in die rapport en die opinies wat daar buite is oor professionaliteit en hoe professioneel skole rugby raak. Hierdie ouens werk vir 20 jaar aan daai program. Die hoofafrigter, Bat, hy's nou al vir 18 jaar by die eerste span betrokke. So, hierdie goed gebeur nie oornag nie, en my eerlike opinie, die ouens het hard gaan werk, goeie afrigters aangestel, waarvan 95% glad nie onderwysers is nie. Ek dink die 5% wat onderwysers is op hierdie stadium of by die eerste span betrokke in hun manier, of het nou 'n spanbestuurder is of dalk een van die afrigters is, maar die res van die manne is spanbestuurders. Dis buite afrigters hoogs professionele ouens wat in 'n plan ingekoop het wat ander as hulle in plek gesit het. So, my punt is, as dit dan is waartoe die finansies gaan, as dit dan is wat die plan is en voortdurende plan is, en nie net van 'n Stellenberg nie, van al die skole wat graag hulle program wil sien vorentoe gaan, dan is my hoed van my kop af hulle, want dit is presies wat rugby vandag so gelyk maak op skolevlak.
Look, I personally think nothing succeeds like success. You know, the Springbok rugby brand is to blame in a good way because we're winning World Cups. You know, and the one thing leads to another, and Nelson Mandela said it, he says, you know, sport more than politics have the ability to unite a nation. There's a reason rugby in South Africa is so big. What's enriching for me to see, we had a top 5, top 6, maybe top 7 schools dominating schoolboy rugby in the past. You know, and here comes 2026, and looking at the scores, you know, it's so level. There's not a top school of the top 5 of last year that haven't lost a game. You know, and I don't think that's a bad thing, Thijs. I think it's healthy. You know, all of a sudden, and let's just look at the community drive. You know, Stellenberg might have had 1,000 people at a game prior years. I can promise you there's a game now, Stellenberg, Paul Roos, there's 10,000 people. You know, so that also contributes to a financial injection into the school. You know, that's what success is all about. You know, it's not about the win always, it's not about the scoreboard, it's about the competitive, because that activates a community and that unites a community. And I think that's what's busy happening in South African schoolboy rugby, is more and more schools are performing. And let's get back to coaching. Yes, there's a lot of outside coaches, but there's also a lot of teachers that's coaching that's upped their skill. You know,
Absolutely.
They've upped their skill, and that's body, mind, and soul. You know, I always say it. You know, talent on the field is something, but you've got to look at the character of the kid. You've got to look at his DNA, his brain dominance, his hand dominance. There's a lot of factors. How he operates under stressful circumstances. So these guys have elevated themselves on a skill level to a next level.
100%. En die belangrikheid vir my van hierdie gelykheid, Johnny, is dat tereg het ons gevra, ons wil 'n gemeenskap bou wat almal ingelig is, wat 'n bietjie meer, ek wil amper sê, opgevoed is in wat regtig in skole rugby aangaan, dat dit nie net 'n narratief is wat jy daar buite neersit nie, dis opreg iets wat jy weet, want ons het dit vir jou kom vertel, en by meeste gevalle het ons dit nie vir jou kom vertel, nie die afrigters het jou vertel, of die skool het jou vertel. En as ek sien wat hierdie skole besig is om reg te kry, ons het baie tyd by Stellenberg spandeer, by Parel Boys High, ons het met die Rondebosch manne al 'n bietjie gepraat, ons het gepraat met die ouens by Westville, ons Maritzburg, dis fantasties om te sien wat hulle vir ons laas jaar vertel het, want meeste van daai programme vir ons was afseisoenprogramme. Wat hulle vir ons vertel het, waartoe hulle op pad is, waarmee hulle besig is, hoe veranderinge plaasvind, hoeveel werk daar aangaan. Ek wil weer eens sê, ek haal my hoed af vir elke liewe afrigter, elke liewe spanbestuurder, elke liewe ouer wat 5 uur in die oggend in sy kar klim om sy seun by skool te gaan aflaai om in hierdie programme te kan deelneem, want dit word vir hulle gebied. En ek sê weer, sonder daai ouens absolute commitment, as ek die Engelse woord kan gebruik, bestaan hierdie goed nie. Dis ouens wat ook families het, ook tyds weg is van hulle mense, om jou seun, om die skool 'n beter platform te maak vir rugby. En ek het 'n ongelooflike respek vir elke liewe persoon wat betrokke is by elke liewe rugbyprogram, by elke liewe skool in Nederland, want dit maak 'n verskil.
The healthiest thing that's busy happening. In the past, we were opposition. So you were the opposition. Now you're my opponent. There's a major difference.
Absolutely.
Opposition is we dislike each other, we criticize each other, we as parents don't like each other, we don't talk to each other. Your opponent is somebody that you compete on the day. The scoreboard will reflect the outcome, but being an opponent means I've got respect for you. I have your back. We collectively driving the same narrative. We stand here in the name of children, and that's busy happening in schools, and that's wonderful to see.
So our next segment, when we come back, is going to be about the first 34 days of rugby in South African schoolboy rugby, and it's been absolutely fascinating. We'll be right back.
Maybe you hate broccoli or love scary movies. Maybe you're indecisive, adventurous, or always kind. Maybe you snore, have a secret creative talent, or no sense of direction. We don't pretend to know you, but we know certain things get you going. And at MediHelp Medical Scheme, we know about healthcare, as we've been doing it for 120 years. Visit medihelp.co.za for all the information about our plans for everybody.
So Johnny, MediHelp, weer eens een van ons baie goeie vriende. Ons noem dit vriende, ons praat altyd van vennootskappe, eerder as borge. Hierdie mense is uitsonderlik goed vir ons. Hulle kyk verskriklik mooi na die seuns by Pretoria Boys High Management College, al die plekke ook. En dit is vir ons wonderlik om dit te sien en mense te kry wat se harte op dieselfde plek is as ons.
Well, look, MediHelp is one of those medical schemes that really cares. Obviously, we are dealing closely with the top management, and I can tell you it's a medical scheme that anybody, all the listeners, can consider. They've got great pricing and great service, and they really care about their clients.
So Johnny, kom ons praat gou oor die afgelope 34 dae in skole rugby in Suid-Afrika. Weer daar's 'n afseisoen en 'n voorseisoensprogram ensovoorts, maar die wedstryde het 34 dae terug begin. Ons by Blindside en ons is so bevoorreg en geseënd regtig, en ons wil vir elke kyker daar buite sê, ons is so dankbaar vir wat julle doen. Dankie dat julle ons volg, dankie dat julle na ons kyk. Ons het in die afgelope 30 dae het ons 2.27 miljoen mense se oë op ons program gehad. Of dit nou op ons kort video's is, of dit nou op ons episodes is op YouTube. Die mense volg dit en ons is dankbaar, ons kan vir hulle iets bring wat hulle regtig in belang stel. Ons is dankbaar, ons vra die regte vrae, ons is dankbaar, ons vra die regte mense die regte vrae. Ons is dankbaar vir die skole en die seuns wat bereid is om met ons te gesels en hulle harte oop te maak. En selfs hulle kontak ons en is dankbaar en vra wanneer kan hulle weer met ons gesels, en dis regtig vir ons 'n besondere voorreg om te doen wat ons doen. Maar as ons kyk na dit wat Blindside uit die equation het, as jy kyk na dit in terme van nommers, Johnny, ons het bespiegel laas jaar dat daar op enige gegewe saterdag tussen 3 en 4 miljoen ouers, ondersteuners ensovoorts langs rugbyvelde reg oor hierdie land staan. En ek wens ons kan almal vir julle wys. Ek hoop ons kom eendag by daai begroting uit, maar dis absoluut fantasties wat in skoolrugby gebeur om daai gemeenskappe bymekaar te bring, want dis reg wat jy net gesê, Johnny, is gemeenskappe wat mekaar ontmoet, leer ken, vriendskappe maak, wat die land se gemeenskappe eintlik nader mekaar bring. Ons staan op die voorhand van Wilde Klawer. Een van indien nie die grootste rugby toernooi vir hoërskole in die land nie. En Absa Willeklawer bring dit nou al vir hoeveel jare. En dit het net soos Noordsuid baie klein begin, maar met 'n klomp mense se harte wat dieselfde is. En Johnny, as die eerste 32 dae enigstens 'n teken is van wat vir die volgende 30 dae kan gebeur, kan ek nou al vir julle sê, asseblief hou die platform dop, dit gaan ontplof. Hier is soveel fantastiese goed wat na ons kant toe gekom het, danksy almal wat belangstel, en ons gaan vir julle net meer en meer bring as gevolg daarvan. Ons is regtig dankbaar daarvoor.
Look, let's talk about the narrative of school sport. It's merely a vehicle to unite our nation. That's what's busy happening. 100%. Yes, there's games getting played on weekends, but it's all about what happens off the field, next to the field. Willeklawer, can you just imagine the financial injection that Kimberley will get? So, some people might call it upsets. You know, we've had a couple of upsets this year. It depends on how you look at it. Why I'm so glad that we've done the off-season last year. We started Blindside in August of last year, and we went to visit the Paul Gyms and the Office and the Maritzburg colleges and the Westville's and the Durban High Schools and the Stellenbergs and the Monas. And I want to invite it's still on YouTube. Our content's not gone anywhere. You know, I think the relativity lies in going to YouTube, watching the episode that we had with Stellenberg and watching the episode we had with Monas. And so all the other schools, because in that episode lies the DNA of what the part and parcel of the planning was to execute this year. I mean, but I must tell you, looking at 30 days, 2.3 million views on our platform, it's not because we're smart or intellectual. It shows you how big this platform is. We're extremely grateful and we're humbled at the same time because, let's be honest, there is not a platform in South Africa that's had that views. In the last 30 days. We're going to set up studio at Willeklawer, a proper studio like we've done at North South and like we've done at Pretoria Boys, the 125th celebration. A proper studio. We invite all the listeners. Come have a cup of coffee with us. Come have a coolie with us. We're going to be there. We're going to bring you all the games. It's going to be a fantastic tournament. If what happened the past 30 days is an indication of what's going to happen, because there's serious games being played.
We'll go through that as well.
At Willeklawer. So yeah, come and visit us. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and before we even go there, we'd like to thank guys like Cassie Karstens and Rudy and his team. And I mean, they've been phenomenal towards us, and they've given us a spot. To be honest, you won't be able to miss us. And it's going to be fantastic, Johnny. When we come back now, we'll talk about Absa Willeklawer and what Louis de Kock and the guys have put together over the past 2 decades. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Look, before we take the break, I need to emphasize the following. What Blindside is trying to achieve. We want to inform, we want to excite, and we want to educate. We do not stand here in the name of a specific school or schools. We are standing here in the name of Schoolboy Rugby. Yeah. And we give you our word as part of our ethos and core ideology that we will bring you, which is allowable within our budget, to bring you as much content to really get you as community to get closer together.
100%. We'll be right back.
Yeah, so Thijs, obviously this weekend's lying ahead. You've got huge games. This weekend again. You've got Maritzburg playing against Pretoria Boys High, which is going to be a real humdinger. You've got Northwood playing Durban High School. You've got Office playing Garsfontein. Garsfontein's playing great rugby. And then you've got obviously Grey that will come back from 2 losses and they're facing Paul Gym. So a massive weekend ahead. And that all is almost like a type of a build-up to what's coming next week, Willeklawer. I mean, what Cassie Karstens and the guys are doing at Willeklawer is, it's probably with North-South, the biggest, tournament in the country. Not only rugby, obviously there's various sports, but I want to ask you to talk to me about just a couple of games that's lying ahead at Willeklawer.
Ja, weer eens Johnny is reg. Hierdie naweek ons kan nie net verby om hardloop nie. Daar's 'n paar grootes en daar's 'n paar manne wat lank wag om te mekaar op hierdie vlak te kan meeding. So ek dink daar gaan 'n paar baie goeie wedstryde wees. Grey travel, hulle gaan na gym toe, gym se sterte is hoog in die lig na die naweek wat verby is, en tereg so, hulle speel regtig baie mooi rugby. Maar jy is reg, Johnny, ons is op pad Absa Willeklawer toe, ons het die voorreg om dit te kan bywoon. Julle kan ons nie mis nie, ons is op die A-veld aan die oorkant van die hoofpaviljoen op die middellyn, so dis regtig 'n voorreg, weer eens dankie aan Cassie en Rudy en die manne. Maar ons is opgewonde daaroor, Johnny, jy weet, ons praat oor skole wat kompeteer, maar daar skole wat geleenthede kry, soos in Durban High School is hierdie jaar, jy weet, by Willeklawer, hulle speel op Parel Gip, jy weet, ons praat altyd oor rankings, en jy weet, is die rankingssisteme reg, jy weet, is daai ranglys regtig 'n 1 tot 20 weerspieëling van wat, speel die ons regtig krag teen krag, as jy krag teen krag wil meet, wat 'n beter platform is daar nie as in Noord-Suid en nou uit die aard van die sake Absa Willeklawer nie. So, ek ben vinnig 'n paar interessante wedstryde wat kom. Paul Roos speel die eerste aand na die openingsseremonie speel hulle teen Garsfontein, wat op hierdie stadium ongetwyfeld albei in die top 5 skole in die land is. Paul Roos het Saterdag hulle eerste nederlaag gehad, so hulle het nog net 1 nederlaag gehad, Garsfontein nog net 1 nederlaag gehad, so dag 2 sit ons met baie gelyke goed, en ek het nou vinnig gepraat oor wat Henry doen by Maritzburg College. Maritzburg College kry die geleentheid om, soos dit nou staan, teen die nommer 1 skool in die land te gaan speel in Stellenberg. So, weer eens 'n wonderlike geleentheid om hulle self te gaan meet, en dan speel Affies Outeniqua het, ek sê vir julle, daar's 'n paar mooi goed wat daar gebeur, baie graad 11 in haar span. Ek wil nou al vir julle sê, hou daai skramskakeltjie dop, daai mannetjie is absoluut fenomenaal. Net so terloops, hy hardloop sy branke in 4 minute 17 sekondes. Net so tussen ons. Dit is off the charts om het mooi te stel. En dan sit jy met 'n Grey Noordheuwel en 'n Parel Gym teen help mekaar. Dis die laaste 3 wedstryde van dag 2. En dan dag 3, jy sluit hom af met 'n Affies Parel Boys wat op die stadium altyd maar thereabout is, maar weer eens 'n geleentheid om op te staan om jouself te bewys. Jy het 'n Great en Jeppy, wat as jy mooi kan onthou, so 2 jaar terug 'n redelike groot opskudding veroorsaak het, dit het neergekom op 'n strafskop. So Jeppy gaan altyd hulle beste probeer daar. So Paul Roos Gimnasium teen Oakdale. Ek dink, Johnny, weer eens, dit gaan 'n toernooi wees wat soveel wonderlike skole die geleentheid kry om hulle self regtig te gaan meet teen mekaar en teen die bestes wat daar is. En weer eens, Johnny, dis een van die een toernooi wat ek weet, daar word ongelooflik baie moeite gedoen om die afrigters saam te laat kom, saam te laat kuier, saam te laat gesels, om 'n gemeenskap te skep. Cassie, hulle was nog altyd briljant by Willeklawer om dit reg te kry, al die skole by mekaar te trek. Hulle bly omtrent almal op dieselfde plek, of jy weet, eet op dieselfde plek, laat die seuns daai vriendskappe bou, want kom ons sê dit weer vir mekaar, rugby gaan nie net oor die 70 minute wat op die veld plaasvind op die naweek nie. Daar's soveel values en soveel wonderlike goed wat in ons seuns ingeplant word, en weer eens, dankbaar vir al die coaches, dankbaar vir al die skole, dankbaar vir hierdie wonderlike toernooi wat daai geleenthede aanbied.
Yeah, we'll certainly see you at Willeklawer. Hopefully by then we haven't had the escalation in the diesel price. But for this weekend coming, wherever you're in South Africa, if you're in Uppington, you'll play Diamantveld. If you're in Maritzburg, you'll play Pretoria Boys High. Paul Jim will play Grey. Garsfontein will host Affies, and then you've got Northwood and Durban High School. Go out, support your communities, have fun. Most of all, form friendships, and we'll see you at Willeklawer.
Don't forget to click and subscribe. We are so honored and grateful to have you as our supporters. Please go and follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, like you're already doing. But please click those subscribe buttons and follow buttons. That really helps us to bring you the best of the best. And we are so grateful for your support. Thank you so much, and see you shortly.
If rugby is in your veins, this is where you need to be.
We don't just talk rugby, we live it, break it down, and we celebrate it.
And we bring you right onto the field.
Join us, click and subscribe.
You don't want to miss a second of this. Blindside, where future stars are born.